Inside Story Uganda. Real
That
source
could be a
of political
hospital.
updates.
That is the health sector. We can see a female interacting with a juvenile. That maybe symbolizes the health sector. When you see that plus, you already see it on ambulances, and even when you are going to hospitals. These are the themes probably that will be discussed tomorrow. This is what we shall hear from the speeches that will be taking place at the Kololo Independence Grounds. You started with the country, you have seen the NRM party symbol, that is the bus, and of course we are seeing the health sector. We await to see what else they are going to display. But for those who are watching the screens, you can see those green beeping lights. Those are the drones making patterns to ensure that they visibly draw what you're able to seeing into the spaces. Now, well, that's the map of Uganda still. Here you must have been good at photographic interpretation to understand what exactly they are displaying. But I can see the map of Uganda, and I can see individuals. I can see individuals looking up at it. To you who is watching UBC, this is the first of its kind, and this is the display they have been telling us to wait for on this specific day. And here we are trying to be a part of the history that has been made on this specific day of May 2026. Well, the drones are still forming up. Another display right there. That is the NRM party logo, the National Resistance Movement logo. Before it was NRA, now the National Resistance Movement. That is the party's logo. This is some good technology. This is some good aspect that we are witnessing today. We shall be also having updates regarding this specific activity that is happening in all our bulletins. And even tomorrow, it's something we shall be deliberating on all our 11 radio stations and the 4 TV stations that make up the Uganda Broadcasting Corporation. The drones are still making formation. To give you another image, that is President-elect Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, and from the background I can hear the noise from the citizens. That is Sevo right there in the spaces. Technology is making this happen. We have been talking about technology, and right there with his hat, the Chikofida, the person you're seeing there was declared winner in the recent general elections with over 7 million votes, representing 71.6% of the voters who went to exercise their right to vote. That is Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. And by the way, that is his official portrait that is being displayed there. The drones are making formation again, and then we witness what else they are going to show us. It's interesting. It's indeed interesting. Thank you for trusting us. Thank you for trusting us. And indeed, from 8:30 to 8:40, that's what we have been able to see. Some of the drones are now going back to their, I call them airfields. Maybe something else is still to come, but here we are. Thank you for trusting us. Thank you for watching Uganda Broadcasting Corporation. Thank you for being patriotic, and thanks for loving your country. What you hear in my background is a drone returning back to its airfield. It could be, let's wait and see if there is something else: to protect the gains. That is the theme that the NRM government chose to drive the country in the next 5 years, from 2026 to 2031. Very amazing. Zooming it in a little bit to protect the gains. First of its kind happening. Maybe for those who are following us on our social media platforms, you could comment from which side have you been watching this from. While other drones are being dispatched into the space, probably we are still watching many other stuff. Welcome to Kololo. That is where the main event is going to take place on the 12th of May 2026. This is communication in its way. What has been communicated is so much that we are familiar with in this country. The health sector, the airfield, that is the air transport, then the map of Uganda, and some messages including the theme, the NRM logo, the NRM party bus, and of course the theme protecting the gains, and as well reminding you that tomorrow on the 12th May 2026 at 7 a.m. that's what will be taking place at the Kololo Independence Grounds. Now, for that event tomorrow, there are quite a number of presidents who have already arrived in the country. We witnessed the arrival of Hassan Mohamud, the president of Somalia. We witnessed the arrival of Felix Tshisekedi, the president of the Democratic Republic of Congo. Then Aski Selassie, His Excellency, president of Ethiopia. Salva Kiir, the president of South Sudan. Ibrahim Gali, the president of Sahrawi, and the Prime Minister of Equatorial Guinea and the Prime Minister of Rwanda. Both will be representing the presidents of those specific nations. Kenya has been represented by the Deputy President Kithure Kindiki. But as well, tomorrow we have learned that the President of the Republic of Tanzania, Samia Suluhu Hassan, will be jetting in tomorrow on the D-Day. What you are seeing now is the display of what we have all been waiting for, some sorts of technology being displayed here. Some drones are still in the space. Maybe there is something else they are going to display. Of course, that's fireworks. Congratulatory messages and views there. Maybe we have come to the end of the showcasing, but this is the first of its kind as we head for the presidential swearing-in ceremony, where officially the president will be given the responsibility and the mantle to take on this country for the next 5 years. Fireworks being displayed there. Well, it's exactly 15 minutes. Wait for another display right there. We are still witnessing fireworks here. Some of the drones are being taken back to where they are supposed to be. But that's an awesome display for today as we prepare for the swearing-in ceremony of President-elect Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. Today the skies have been filled with a display of a message from the National Resistance Movement. A reminder that all of us should be patriotic, we should love our country to steer it forward. The President will tomorrow officially take oath for his 7th elective term in office, extending his leadership to 2031. Earlier on, I told you various head of states have already arrived in the country. Museveni won with the biggest margin this time around, with 71.6%, and the second runner-up managed to get 24.7%. But now the swearing-in comes amid heightened security within Kampala and surrounding areas as the government finalizes for the high-profile national event expected to attract thousands. Some of the roads will be cut off tomorrow, and the Uganda Police Force Traffic Directorate ably released the update on how the traffic will be affected. I hope many of you are well aware of some of the routes that were cut off to enable the smooth movement of the guests to the state and as well other very, very important persons. Tomorrow is also a public holiday. That was announced, but as Uganda Broadcasting Corporation, all the updates we shall be giving them unto you right from where you're seated. Could be at work, it could be in your sitting room or anywhere. Well, for those who are watching Uganda Broadcasting Corporation from this side of Bukoto, I want to hand you to the front bench for many other deliberations regarding what the next 5 years will look like as the president is sworn in tomorrow. Ivan Kawa is my name. I hand back to studio.